Well, hello. My name is Melissa. Nice to meet you if you're new here. Welcome back if not. And I am very passionate about a great double feature. I think a lot of it has to do with, honestly, like my love for Joe Bob Briggs and the drive in and all of that. Like, I've become very fixated on trying to curate my movies with a theme or something when I watch them. I have so many. It's usually more than one, or if I'm hanging out with people, I love to pick a theme. It's just fun. So today I have again, misleading stack because these are less than half of the movies that I want to talk about. I have five double feature recommendations for you today. So 10 movies in total. Ironically enough, there isn't like an overarching theme with the double features in this video. I was trying to go for like a little bit of everything for this first recommendation video that I'm doing because I'm hoping to do more of these. So we have really just a lot of my favorites. Some body horror, a lot of body horror, a lot of weird girl stuff, something silly and goofy at the end. I'm hoping that there is a double feature for just about everybody in this video. We're starting with the weird girls in this one. Some underrated weird girls in my personal opinion, because I was torn between doing this double feature video and like an underrated movies video, so there's some definite crossover here. First one is The Loved Ones from 2009 and May from 2002. Again, both movies that I think I saw for the first time this past year, but I have come to really adore them. I need to rewatch The Loved Ones especially, so this is going to be a fun double feature for me. The Loved Ones is about a teen girl named Lola, aka princess to her whole family. She wants to go to prom so bad, and when she asks one of her classmates, Brent, and he turns her down, she takes it real personal. She concocts a wildly violent plan for revenge, and Girly gets her prom. She does, and her whole family comes in to help. The family and the loved ones reminds me very much, again, of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If this family is like distantly related to the Sawyers, it would not surprise me. I think that there's also just like anytime there's a really great, creepy dinner scene, which a lot of this movie just takes place like at a dinner table, it always makes me think of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Honestly, that would be another good double feature option. Robin McLeavy, who plays Lola, she's so iconic. She has not done a lot else. She is so terrifying in this movie. It really is like, again, I'm going back to Texas Chainsaw. Sorry. It's like if Leatherface was really sassy and had a murder burn book. Also love the poster. Now, the movie that I am pairing with The Loved Ones for this first double feature, again, is May, another weird girl special. The tagline is literally, if you can't find a friend, make one. And it's about May, a socially awkward veterinarian assistant with a lazy eye and obsessive perfection. She descends into absolute depravity after developing a crush on a boy with perfect hands. May is like a master sewer. She's very intent on detail. She's got this crazy doll collection. There's a whole plot point with this one specific doll who is really like her best friend that she got when she was younger from her mom, I believe. But very hyper fixated on dolls and sewing. I'm learning how to sew right now, and I have already put May on for one of my like all night sewing marathons, and I really feel like she supported me through it. I do still have to give warning because there is a cat death in this movie, R.I.P. Luby, and I think that it again just speaks very highly to Angela Bettis as May and the performance that she puts on. That is not like a total killer for me as far as my opinion on her. Like by the end of the movie, you still feel so much sympathy for May. At least I do. I don't know. Maybe that's telling of me. There is just something about her that I find very hard not to like really love. And this role just really makes me wonder why Angela Bettis did not do so much more horror or become way bigger of a front woman or an actress. Like, I know that she's done other things. I think even recently she is coming back into horror. Maybe I'm pulling that out of my ass, but I feel like I've heard that. And I'm very excited for it because these two movies, like, such badass freaking weirdos that I think are very pre the female rage movies that we've had coming out the last 5, 10 years. It's very reminiscent of Pearl. It even reminds me of like The Substance, and they are both just really great and really genuinely disturbing. The next recommendation that I have is full body horror, which is Videodrome and From Beyond. I'm going to talk about Camp My Asthma really quick because I finally got to see it a day or two ago. And there is a bit in Camp My Asthma that is very reminiscent of Videodrome. It brought it real fresh back to my mind, and I've only rewatched it once this year, so I'm going to be rewatching Videodrome again very soon. But Videodrome and From Beyond, I feel like pair very well together because they are gross, goopy, nasty, icky body horror, but they're also so wildly horny. They're two of like the horniest movies that I have ever seen, I think. They even have some kind of similar themes, and I really want to pair them together. I actually haven't yet, so this is a newbie for me on the list. If you have not seen Videodrome, it's a David Cronenberg absolute classic. I feel like a lot of newer movies have been pulling on Videodrome inspiration recently, and it's very cool to see. The tagline is first it controls your mind and then it destroys your body. Max Wren is the president of a trashy TV channel desperate for new programming, and he stumbles across this program called Videodrome, a TV show dedicated to torture and punishment. It's like snuff films, basically, that they're making. He assumes that it's fake. It's just a TV show. And it has him very intrigued for programming, obviously. He wants Videodrome on his channel. But when his girlfriend, Nikki, played by Debbie Harry, incredible. She's so good in this movie. I love Debbie Harry popping into movies. But she goes to audition for Videodrome and never returns. That is when Max finds that the graphic violence of Videodrome might not be fake after all. It's gross, it's shocking, it's very oddly beautiful. A lot of fleshy, pulsating VHS tapes. I can't even say one of the main gags that is really crazy with this one. Think about, yeah, the nastiest, goopy flesh melded to technology kind of shit that you can think of, paired with immaculate Rick Baker practical effects. It is one of the best body horror films ever made, in my opinion. I've been obsessed with it since I watched it for the first time. Oh my god. And I have it in the pile. I literally have it. I could have been waving it around the whole time. I'm not repeating all of that. Sorry. This one I know is you really can't find it streaming. It's something you got to just jump and buy the Criterion or something on, but I promise you, you will not regret it. This is one of the DVDs that I am probably happiest to have in my collection. And I think that a perfect pairing to Videodrome, as I said, would be From Beyond by Stuart Gordon, the same guy who directed Reanimator. These are like his two biggest movies. Reanimator also in this list. Watched From Beyond for the first time recently before I met Barbara Crampton. Flex. And oh my gosh, I might like From Beyond more than Reanimator, and Reanimator has always been one of my absolute top favorites, so pretty crazy. I need to watch it, think one more time to just verify. The tagline of From Beyond is just humans are such easy prey. And it is about the Resonator, this powerful, weird machine that can control the sixth sense. It has killed its creator and sent his associate to an asylum. So when a psychiatrist, Miss Barbara Crampton, becomes determined to continue the experiment, she unwittingly opens doors to a very hostile parallel universe. Hostile and horny parallel universe. If you've ever seen that very iconic picture of Barbara Crampton in like a leather dom mommy outfit, From Beyond, there's like a whole dominatrix red room in this movie. Like I'm telling you, it's crazy. And even beyond all of that stuff to love is the little squad of Barbara Crampton, Jeffrey Combs, and Ken Foray. I had no clue they ever did a movie together. It was so exciting. I love Ken Foray. I haven't watched enough of his movies, but he's one of those actors that every time that I see him in something, I'm like, I love you. So seeing them in this weird, like borderline Scooby-Doo mystery machine shit crew for a while in this very sexualized world is really weird and insane. And there's crazy creatures and goopy effects, as I said. It's also oddly funny. It is such a good time. If you have seen Reanimator, put off From Beyond, watch it. Dead Meat also recently did a kill count on it, so take that as your double excuse. And perfect segue into the next double feature that I have done before, one of my absolute favorites, and that is Reanimator and The Substance. I don't have The Substance on physical yet. I know, it's freaking insane. I am wearing my Eliza Sue shirt. That's all I've got today. I also have this beautiful signed copy of Reanimator from the beautiful Barbara Crampton, who I got to meet in April and was an absolute angel sweetie. It was so fun. More body horror, obviously. I really love body horror, so pairing like the grossest, goopiest movies together is probably one of my absolute favorite things. Specific tie-in to these two movies, really cool green glowing stuff in a syringe. Right? If you've never seen Reanimator before, it's probably the most ridiculous Frankenstein adaptation ever made. Or actually, is Frankenhooker considered a Frankenstein adoption? Because that would probably be a little more bonkers, but like between those two. The story of Herbert West, played by the lovely Jeffrey Combs, and he is conducting clandestine experiments in the morgue at school. Very on the down low at first, but then he reveals his groundbreaking work of reanimating corpses, and ridiculousness ensues. It's another case of very good, very insane, very nasty practical effects. My favorite. There is one scene in this movie that, again, I guess trigger warning, maybe. It's so nasty that I know a lot of people like do not watch that movie just based on this one scene alone, or they skip it. Something with Barbara Crampton and a decapitated head and an assault. It's really gross. It's really gross. I don't blame you for skipping it, but I think that it's a shame to totally skip over the movie entirely for that one scene because it's so good. And then honestly, Reanimator 2, it's very gay. It has like more gay subtext than Saw. And of course, the other cool green stuff in a syringe movie. I don't have the DVD, but I can point to my poster, and that is The Substance. A fading celebrity uses a black market drug that is a cell replicating substance, and it temporarily creates a younger and better version of yourself. Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? It is so similar, but so wildly different to Reanimator. Something that I love about The Substance, how heavily it kind of wears its previous inspiration on its sleeve. The Substance is very Shining inspired. That's another great double feature. That's a double feature that I like to do on the new year. If you are just in the mood for icky, goopy body horror, then I think that these are great. I think that they go great together, especially because The Substance is still so like fresh and new. I've been having a lot of fun pairing it with different movies, especially body horror kind of through the decades, and comparing. It's been fun. I've watched The Substance I think like 13 or 14 times. A lot. Enough that I might even just do a whole separate video, movies to pair with The Substance, but I don't know if it's been too long and like no one cares anymore. Who care? I might still do it. The next double feature that I would love to recommend is Maxine and Angel. I have mentioned before on this channel that I'm a Maxine defender. It's where I stole the idea to do the three X's in my name. And I genuinely enjoy it a little more every time that I watch it. It takes place in 80s Hollywood. An adult film star and aspiring actress, we're all familiar with her, Miss Maxine Minx. She finally gets her big break. But as a mysterious killer stalks the stars of Hollywood, a trail of blood threatens to expose her past. I love seeing Maxine in the 80s. I love seeing her kind of get everything that she's ever wanted, but also literally busting balls and trying to outrun her trauma as she does it. I think the ending is great. I love the little touch of the Betty Davis eyes needle drop and opening with the Betty Davis quote. It also has this very heavy giallo energy. It's dripping in style, but it also rounds out the trilogy very well, in my opinion. Again, I know that's not a popular opinion, but I stand by it. But a perfect match for Maxine would be Angel from 1984. This is another underrated movie. I saw it for the first time with Joe Bob Briggs, and honestly, if you hate Maxine, watch Angel because I feel like it's similar in a lot of ways, but if you way more prefer that old style, it will probably be significantly more up your alley. Angel is about Molly Stewart, a teen at the top of her class who survives by working nights as a prostitute on Hollywood Boulevard. Her work starts to fall apart when a depraved serial killer and necrophile starts targeting the street workers of LA. Again, sound kind of similar. Like the plot is very Maxine. The cast in this movie is so good. Main girl who plays Molly Stewart, I feel bad I did not write her name down, but she's wonderful. I did write down that this movie has Susan Tyrrell and Dick Shawn, and you fall in love with them. Again, this is such a weird movie because the premise is so uncomfortable and gross and genuinely sleazy, but I'm telling you, this movie is very oddly wholesome and heartwarming. Very found family. Susan Tyrrell, especially. Oh my god, I love her in absolutely everything. It feels like a treat whenever I watch something and she just pops up in it. It also has like oddly beautiful camera work and cinematography. There is a scene at the end of Angel just walking Hollywood Boulevard, like shooting off rounds at this serial killer, and it is it's crazy. It's beautiful, honestly, and it pairs very well with Maxine or on its own if you are a Maxine hater. My last double feature, I'm gonna call it a bonus because I know that there's a few people who are gonna feel cheated by like, that's not horror, that's not meh, meh, or scary or goopy. Okay, I get it, but also there was a lot of really intense double features in this list, so I wanted to throw on my personal favorite feel good double feature, and that is Pee Wee's Big Adventure and Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. These are my parents. Say hello. Pee Wee's Big Adventure from 1985. It's very high up there for my favorite Tim Burton movie. It's one of my favorites of all time. It's the story of a rebel and his bike. The eccentric and childish Pee Wee embarks on an adventure when his beloved bike is stolen, and armed with information from a fortune teller and a relentless obsession with his prized possession, Pee Wee encounters a host of odd characters and bizarre situations as he treks across the country to recover his bike. Put it front and center. This movie is magic. The Danny Elfman score is so good. It's pure whimsy. The set design is bonkers. It's another like endlessly quotable movie. If you've heard like The Alamo, there's no basement in the Alamo. Sometimes I say that and people usually don't know what I'm talking about. So clearly I'm not talking about Pee Wee's Big Adventure enough. I also will defend that this movie has some scary bits in it because if you never experienced Large Marge as a child, then you don't understand. I I grew up with Pee Wee to a degree, especially like the TV show, and oddly enough, I remember Big Top Pee Wee more from my childhood than Pee Wee's Big Adventure. I think because this movie, like I only remembered Large Marge. I must have watched it. I must have watched it a few times, but my fear because it's all fun and games until Large Marge is on the screen. That's actually really scary. And she just erased my memory of the rest of this movie. So there's your genuine horror elements, friendship and collaboration that Paul Rubens, Pee Wee, and Cassandra Peterson, who is Elvira, had and have. Paul Rubens has passed away now, which still really upsets me to think about. I love pairing these together because I had a very similar sense of humor. Cassandra Peterson actually does have a cameo in Pee Wee's Big Adventure as well. She is just credited as the biker mama, one of the badass ladies in that biker bar scene. Unfortunately, there is no Paul Rubens cameo in Mistress of the Dark. They were intending to, but I think it was scheduling issues. I think that when Elvira Mistress of the Dark was being filmed, he was also doing Big Top Pee Wee. They came out the same year. So that sounds right. And I also have this thing for some reason. I mix up the scene in Batman Returns and this movie where like little baby Elvira gets delivered to the stoop of the adoption center or whatever. I mix it with that bit in Batman Returns with like the baby penguin. So even when I was writing this out, I had myself convinced that Paul Rubens was in this movie, but no, no, no. I don't know why I do that. I've watched these a million freaking times. Anyway, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, if you somehow have not seen it, is about Elvira arriving in a small town of Falwell, Massachusetts to claim her inheritance. However, she receives a way less than enthusiastic welcome from the very conservative locals, including her sinister Uncle Vincent. This movie is literally camp gold. I think that the term camp is very overused these days, but if there has ever been a movie that, like, definition of camp, it's Mistress of the Dark. even if you've never seen this movie, I'm telling you, you know some lines from it. It is so endlessly quotable. There's nothing wrong with G rated movies as long as there's lots of sex and violence. If I wanted your opinion, I would beat it out of you. Revenge is better than Christmas. I literally think about this movie every single day of my life because of both the incredible lines and honestly that I've learned about not letting people step all over me. I've learned from Elvira. She is an absolute inspiration. And if you end up taking some of my other recommendations of the more yucky, uncomfortable stuff and you want a palate cleanser afterwards, I am telling you, these two, they're perfect movies. They're perfect movies. And that is where I'll leave you today. Like I said, I'm very passionate about a double feature. I have like a bunch of other ones, a bunch of other combos, a bunch of other themes, I guess, like written down in my notebook. I would love to make more videos like this. I know that I'm going to. I think they're fun to sprinkle in with like the other watch lists and maybe current movie talk that we're doing over here that I'm trying to be doing over here. And if you're interested in seeing that or keeping up with me again, subscribe, like, all that jazz. I try to upload a video every week. Last week was my first one missing, but I had to deal with a bunch of storage stuff. Hopefully, that's not a problem anymore, and I can actually start doing the more like long form, information based videos that I'd really like to do. But in the meantime, as I always say, I'm very active on Letterboxd. I will pop that up here. I'm also quite active on Instagram. If you're more into makeup, that's what my Instagram is. It's Is My Makeup Okay? Night of the Demons reference, just in case you've ever wondered why. And that is all that I have this week. So I hope wherever you are having a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, and I hope that we get to chat again. Bye.